Shut up and sit down.
Yo people, welcome back to the hardware review, and this review I've been trying to get out for the last week. It is June 2020, just in case you're watching this later on, you're thinking, what are you on about, it's freezing outside. But it was absolutely boiling last week, and I tried my hardest to get this review out, and it just didn't quite work, but we're here today. And this bit of hardware has caused quite a storm, and it is the Artery Nugget GT pod mod, and it is a pod mod. Now, we all know about pods, whether you like them or whether you don't. There's quite a lot coming in and out, and they've evolved quite a lot over the years, from maybe that sort of style, even down to the old Razor. You've then got that sort of style like your Orion, and then obviously we're all sorts of that sort of style now. Well, it's obvious it's going to evolve. And God has it evolved. It's turned into a dual 18650 pod mod. And it is literally a pod mod. You can get a 510 adapter for it, and you can also get an RBA section for it. They're both sold separately, but I will show you around them, and I'll also do you a build on the RBA section. So let's get the show on the road, people. We know how it all goes. This is the box. This is everything you do get in the box. And that was the box. Right, let's have a little look around. It is made out of zinc alloy, and like I said, it is a bit of a big fella. The matte black and the red I've actually got, and it is quite ergonomical. Got to fit it in the review, haven't we? It is quite ergonomical though when you fits in your hand. I do quite like it. Right, let's do like we normally do. Let's go top to bottom on this baby. I don't know what you'd actually call this drip tip. I'm calling it the pyramid drip tip. If you know what the actual drip tip is, leave it in the down in the comments. Let me know what it's actually called. You do also get a 510 drip tip with it as well. Let's have a little look round the pod. It is an 8mm pod, but obviously TPD compliant. It will be a 2mm pod. And if you have a little look, you've got your little rubber bung there. That's where you fill it up. You just pull that across. And it's got like that key shape that I quite like. So when you're putting your nib in there, you've got like a little bit of a gap so you're not getting any airlocks. And then as you can see, that's where the hole is. That is where you put your coil. Now to get this actually off the device itself, the only thing you've got to do, if you have a little look at the back, there is a little button that says push. You push that and your pod just pops off. And also, that is how your 510 connects. I'll show you that in a minute. That's how your 510 connects on there as well. So let's have a little look at the coils you do get in the kit itself. You get a 0.15 ohm mesh coil. That's best between 60 and 80 watts. You also get a 0.4 ohm mesh coil, and that's best between 20 and 35 watts. I did tell you can get an RBA section for this. It is sold separately. It doesn't come in the kit. Now, the two coils that you do get with it, the mod itself or the pod hasn't got adjustable airflow. If you do have a little look on either side of the mod itself, you will see there's two little grills. That's where your airflow's coming in. So obviously the coils you get, there's no way of adjusting them. But on the RBA section, it's a little bit like how they do it with the PAL or the PAL 2. You can adjust the airflow. It's connected to the coil itself and you can dial it in. Also with that RBA section, you do get a 510 connector, obviously for priming your coil, so you can stick it on the mod and then prime your coil. But there isn't any adjustable airflow for the two coils you do get with it. It doesn't bother me because I normally have my airflow wide open, but it will bother some people. Right, let's have a little look on the back. You've got your battery door there, just open it up. It does say Nugget GT Artery on the bottom. It is a dual 18650 mod. Plus your minus, really big magnets on there, nice and clicky. I've had no problems with any battery door jankiness or anything like that, or moving, no problem with that. Let's have a little look on the front. Now you'll be able to see down the side, there's like a plastic panel either side, and that's actually got LED lights in it. Well, it's got two LEDs, one on either side. They don't actually shine the whole panel up. I'm not a big fan of them. You've also got your fire button, you've got your big screen, you've got your plus and your minus, and you've also got your Type-C fast charging. Now, if you have a little look on the bottom, it does tell you that it is designed by Artery. You've got your kite marks, don't vape in a bin, and you've also got your battery venting. So let's have a little look at the menu itself, and it's a very, very simple menu. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. You've got a nice big colour screen there. Tells you that it is Artery. You've got your battery indicators. You've got your lock to show you when you've actually locked your screen. You've got your wattage, your voltage, your ohmage, and you've also got your puff counter. As you can see, there's a little rainbow at the bottom. That's to change the themes actually on the screen. I'll show you that in a second. Now, this has actually got smart wattage, or as they call it, power limit. And what you do is you click the fire button 3 times and it'll give you can either lock it or unlock it. Now, basically what it is once you put your coil in, it'll judge what ohms it is and it'll give you the best wattage. Now, that stops you from burning your coil out, and it also works for the RBA section as well. But if you want to push it a little bit more, you can actually put it to unlock. I think that's a pretty good feature. Some people like it, some people don't. Right, to change the themes on the front of your screen or change the colours, the way you do it is you press the fire button and the plus button, and then that'll take you all the way through the colours. Now, like I told you, there is 2 LED lights either side of the mod. There are only just 2 of them, single ones. They don't light the full panel up. Now, to go through them is the fire button and also the minus button. Now, you can actually turn them off completely, but you have to go through all the colours. So go through all the colours until it actually, when you fire it, it doesn't come up with a colour. So you can turn it off. I can't really see the point of them at all, but they've put them on there. To lock the device, you hold the plus and the minus button in together. Hold it in, locks the device. Again, hold it in again, and it unlocks the device. Now, to clear your puff counter, again, very, very simple. Just hold in all the buttons together, your plus, your minus, and your fire button, and that'll clear your puff counter. That's simple. You can't get any more simpler for a menu, can you? Now, I did tell you that you can get a 510 connection for this, so it just turns it into a mod. So if you just push it at the back where you've got your little button to take your pod off itself, you'll be able to see you've got your 510 adapter there. You just push that on. There you go. Now make sure that you really give this a good push on, because we will go into this in the pros and cons, but yeah, you need to give it a really, really good push on it, and then you can put a tank on it once I've found a tank. Now it does fit a 30mm Atty on it. There we go. We've got the glass, the Steam Crave glass on there. It does fit it on it. No overhang or anything like that. But we will go into a little bit more about that in the pros and cons. Right, I've done a build for you. We've got the RBA section. I've done a little build in the RBA section. Now, a lot of pods, obviously people think about pods, it's always like they think it's mouth to lung, a little bit more nick in there. So I've done a mouth to lung build, and I've used some proper coils in there. I've used, you'll be able to see it, mouth to lung coils that it does. He also does some RBA section ones as well. RBA Claptons, I think he's called them, fused Claptons. So I've done a 1 ohm build in there. So go and take a look at it and see what you think. So that was the build on the RBA section for the Artery Nugget GT. Now, just to reiterate what I showed you on there, the actual, once you've screwed your top on and you've obviously got your wick coming down, your wicking ports, just slightly tease it up. Don't be jamming it in there, just slightly tease it up. So obviously when the e-liquids come in there, it's really saturating that cotton. Right then, the pros and the cons. Now this actual device has been spoken about a hell of a lot on the vaping shows in the vaping community. Some people like it, some people don't. Now, like I showed you on there, I've actually got the 1 ohm build in there coming out at 18 watts. It's actually 0.94 ohms to be honest with you, with 18 watts. Let's give it a vape and see what you think. Clouds for days, and the flavour is absolutely corking. And again, with this RBA section, you can actually dial that in. So if you wanted a little bit more of a tighter draw, you can really dial it in. You can't actually do that with the coils that come with it because, like I said, it hasn't got adjustable airflow. Let's get on with the cons. Let's go to the cons like we normally do. Now, the actual pod itself and the 510 connection, the whole idea of it fitting on top, I think is a corking idea, but they haven't quite got it right. You push the button at the back, and it comes off. Now, when you're trying to get it back on, it can be very, very fiddly. Now, with the red one that they sent me as well, as I've been trying to fit it on, it hasn't quite fitted in, and when I push it in, it has been a little bit hard to actually get it in there. Also, what I've had is when it's been wobbling on there, it then starts coming up asking if it's a new coil or if it's an old coil. Again, trying to fit this back in. It's not gone back in too bad, but if you look, it's very wobbly. It just comes off. You can just knock it and it sort of comes off. What they needed to do was they needed to have a connection at the back and maybe 2 clips at the side for it to actually fit in properly. With it just being held on with that clip at the back, it's not holding it properly. And that's where we come round to the 510 connection. And I did say to you, I do like this just as a mod. Now, when you do put that in, you can see it's popping up. So when you do put it in, you've got to make sure you really clip down on it. See, there we go. It's not holding it. As you can see now, I'm pushing it in and it's not holding it. There you go. You really need to push this down. There we go. See, it's doing it again. This one's, the red one just doesn't seem to want to hold it. If we take it off, we'll have a little look at the black one. Oops, breaking it. There we go. Put that. It will fit on this one. It's fitted on this, right? Again, you just have to push it down really, really tight. Now, if we put a smaller tank on this, it's not actually that bad. This is the Zenith. It's not that bad. So I've got it all pushed down properly. But I've had it where I've had my finger there and it, look, see, it just pops up. So you have your finger there and it just pops up. It's not sturdy enough. Now, if you put anything bigger on it, it'll just fall off. Literally just fall off. So the 510 adapter, which I think is a real, where did I put that tank? So like I said, it does hold a 30mm. I think it's a really good idea, but it's just not worked out for him. So you've got that on there. It's coming off. So it's pointless. It's just absolutely pointless. So what they've got to do is, when it does come to it, they've got to work out a better connection. Like I said, you push it at the back. They need something around the sides to sort of hold it. If not, there's no point in you buying the 510 connection to it. It just doesn't work properly at all. The RBA section, I think, is absolutely corking. The flavour that you're getting from it. I've had no problems with the other coils. Like I said, they are humongous coils. Really good flavour. I've had no problem with the flavour. The menu is very, very simple. You don't... The flashing lights, and I'm not really bothered about them. They can be turned off for me. I think I've actually turned them off. No, I've still got them on. Just, they don't even light up the whole panel. There's just no point of them being there. You just didn't need them. All right, change the theme on your screen. That's not bad. I don't think that's a bad idea. Very simple menu. I love the smart wattage, as I call it. They call it the power limit. So if people are brand new to vaping and they don't want to burn the coils out, it'll stop them at that wattage. I think that's a corking idea, but if you know what you're doing and you want to push it a little bit further, you can turn it off. It feels quite nice in your hand. I've got no problem with it, and I have heard on the grapevine that they are going to just bring it out as a mod. which I think that would be absolutely fantastic. It does fit really, really nice in your hand. I do like it. Type-C charging, fast charging, I do like that, but I do recommend that you charge your batteries in an external charger. Yeah, I'm half and half. I do like the idea. Me personally, I do like the idea. And I do like the fact as well, the 8mm capacity in it. And like I said earlier, if you do get the 2mm, you will be able to find, you'll be able to get these online somewhere, the 8mm capacity to it. And like I said, it is a nice open draw on it when you've got the other coils on there. You've got a 0.15 ohm and a 0.4 ohm on there. This goes from 5 to 200 watts. I quite like it, and like I said, I've got a small. The batteries in there, I've not changed them for like 2 to 3 days. I'm at 18 watts. Clouds for days. The flavour is absolutely fantastic. I found the RBA section very, very simple to build on. Yeah, what do I think? It's nearly there. It's nearly there. It's not completely there. They really need to sort out the top connection on there. I like the idea, but it needs sorting out. And they need to sort it out when if it wobbles and it goes back and asks you if it's a new coil or not. That needs sorting out. I wouldn't recommend at the minute to buy the 510, but I would certainly recommend to buy the RBA section in there, because it's going to save you a fortune on coils and you're going to get some really good flavour. You can mess around with the builds that you've got on there. So, yeah, it's a little bit like we say with the French. Is it comme ci, comme ça? I'm a little bit, yeah, I don't mind it, and a little bit, nah. Well, this has been another review by Little Bro Vapes. Big shout out to Artery for sending it out for review. If you've liked the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. The subscribe buttons in the corner. Give a little press to get me to that new magic number. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go and hit me up, people. And the rules are starting to be a little bit relaxed here over in England, and the weather's absolutely fantastic. So, but don't go over the top. Make sure you look after each other, and make sure you keep washing your hands and keep that social distancing. Big love to everybody. Thank you so much for constantly supporting the channel. And well, one last thing to say, people. Keep them juices flowing. Don't forget to check out my latest video. Also, don't forget to check out 3 Men and a Vape Show live at 8 PM every Wednesday. And also, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we'll catch you later.